Hi, I'm Roy Homan from Grant Instruments. We're going to feature our unstirred water bars in this session. A very wide range we have, but they are basic and meet most people's laboratory requirements. So we're just going to look and identify the different bars that are an option to you and to the customers. Okay, so let's look more closely at this range, the JB Aqua Plus range. All of them are called JB. Aqua is the generic name for the whole range, and then the number signifies the volume. So we have, the first one is the JB Aqua 2 Plus, so that's a 2 litre, followed by the JB Aqua 2S Plus, and that's also a 2 litre bath but shallow, so that's ideal for microtubes when you don't need a huge volume of water. JB Aqua 5 Plus is a combination of the two we've just seen, in so much that it offers the same footprint as the JB Aqua 2S, but the depth of the JB Aqua 2. Then we come on to the JB Aqua 12 Plus, which is the 12 litre version, and then a dual bath, which features the 12 and the 5 in one integral case, but they can both be operated independently of each other, so in effect giving you 2 bars in one position. And then we have the 2 larger versions, the Aqua 18 Plus and the deeper version 26 Plus, and you'll notice that the larger bars have the drain facility to make it easier to empty. So all of them have analog control, very simple analog control. They all come complete with a sloping lid so that any condensation is allowed to run back into the bath instead of dripping into your samples. Each lid has a hole for a thermometer, so you can check the settings to make sure that what you're actually reading is what you're getting. And they also come with a base tray to prevent you from standing things directly onto the bottom of the bath. So that's the JB Aqua series. Right, let's look at the JB Aqua series. This is the most basic unit that we offer. It meets most people's requirements. It runs at 37 degrees quite comfortably, which is the common temperature for most applications. It does cover the range from ambient +5 to 98 degrees, and within that range it's accurate to plus or minus 0.2 of a degree. It relies on convection heating, so we have a stainless steel tank, and you can see there are no components inside. The heating element and all the other components are cemented to the underside, and at the end of the use you can just wipe it out simply with a cloth and return it to a new state. To prevent you standing beakers directly onto the base, it comes with this tray, which must always be used. And we also have the sloping lid, so that any condensation that forms during use is directed back into the water rather than into the samples. So the features we have is a simple analog control knob on the front. You just dial up the arbitrary scale that you require. The orange neon will indicate that it's actually heating up to the required temperature. This component is purely as a backup. It's an over temperature protection device. So if the temperature on the control side fails, to prevent the samples being heated to a very high temperature, this comes in as a backup and is ideally set just a couple of degrees above the required operating temperature. We do recommend that you check the temperature periodically with a thermometer, and we have a hole in the lid to provide that option. And then finally we have the drain facility, so that when you've finished you can just plug that into the hole and it will empty water into your bucket without you having to lift the tank. Okay, now we're going to move on to the digital version. So we've seen the analog versions. We've got the same options available, except in this one there are 8 versions, and we'll talk about the actual difference later on. So the Sub Aqua 2 Plus SUB means stainless unstirred bath. So again, we've got Aqua as the generic name. The number denotes the volume. So again, we've got the 2 litre, the 2 litre shallow, the 5 litre, 12 litre, the dual bath, and then an 18, a 26, and the extra one in this range, the 34. So we have 8 in this range, covering the range from, again, ambient +5 to 99 degrees. These are digital as opposed to analog, but apart from that basic difference, the digital units do heat up much more quickly. So you need to look at the overall benefits of this rather than just a simple analog and digital comparison. Now we're going to look at the sub-aqua bars. There's a little more to say on these. We have the smooth membrane instead of the analog control unit. The temperature range is from ambient +5 to 99 degrees, and the accuracy again is ±0.2. Setting the temperature is just simply using the up and down buttons and then lock it. And then we have preset temperatures here, which can be selected at your most popular temperatures, but can be changed as many times as you need. Over temperature cutout here again as backup should the main control fail, and then the drain facility to empty the bath at the end of the day. The best way to show you these features is just to switch it on, and when the bath is on, this displays a thermometer, so that is now indicating to us the actual temperature of the water. By pushing the little arrow button, it will tell me that the temperature is at 25 degrees. So to change that, you just simply go up or down 1 decimal place. And then when you have the required temperature, you just lock it in position. You can see here that this little scrolling icon, which can be seen from some way away, is moving upwards. That's indicating that the bath is not yet at set temperature, as we've just seen 25 degrees. When this gets to within 1 degree of the set temperature, 25 degrees, you'll see it will come over into 1 decimal place. So you can see that you're almost at the required temperature. There we go. It's now gone 24.1, 2 and so on, and we'll go up to 25. So the preset temperatures, again using the up and down buttons, you can lock in any temperature that you prefer, and obviously you can do the same on all 3. The other feature we have on this one is that you can lock the whole display, and to do that you need to push the up button and the arrow button simultaneously, and the display will say lock. Now the thing will still be operating to the required temperature, and any time you press the keys it will just tell you that it's locked, but it's still heating up to the required temperature. To unlock the display, you just push the arrow key, and in this case the minus, until it goes back into, say, open, and now it's operating as it was before. Over temperature cutout, this will operate if there's a fault on the control thermostat, and it will also operate if the water level drops. And if this should happen, the display will show OTC. That means over temperature cutout has come into operation, and it gives you an audible alarm. So all you need to do is put more water in the bath and then reset the over temperature cutout. Okay, I just want to spend a little time focusing on these 3 large fellas at the end here. They all come complete with lids, as do all the other baths, but although we use the same outer case on the 18 litre and the 26 litre, this is a shallow version, probably best demonstrated by removing the lids. And you'll see with these flasks. So this is the 18 litre. And to give you an example, if I take that flask into the 26 litre, you can see how much deeper this is. So the footprint's the same, but it's just a shallow version. And then we come on to the large one, the 34 litre. This one comes with a stainless steel lid because the tanks that we use in the Sub and Aqua range are moulded stainless steel from pressed tanks, and they just simply aren't available in this large size. So we fabricate this here in stainless steel, and then the stainless steel lid is included. And because of the large sizes, they all have the drain taps. Right, the last section in this session is the boiling baths. So again, you're used to this by now. The SBB is stainless boiling bath, Aqua 5+. And then we have a 12 litre, the 18 litre, and the 26 litre. So just the 4 sizes. And I'll demonstrate the depth situation again. The 18 and the 26 have the same footprint, but the 26 litre is deeper. In this particular case, we have components that are inside because this is going to be boiling the water, and it does need direct contact with the water. So it's provided with a tray to prevent you from standing components directly onto that heater, and the lid. But from the front there's very little to show you. It is a boiling bath. All it will do is boil, so there's little point in having a display showing you 100 degrees. The other fundamental difference between a boiling bath and the thermostatically controlled baths is that we don't have a thermostat because this is just boiling. So what we have is an energy regulator which controls the amount of energy that the bath requires to maintain boiling, but a simmering boiling. If you used a thermostatically controlled bath at 98 degrees, you'd be running it at its extremes, which is not recommended, and the activity would be such that it might sink the samples. So this will create a nice even simmering boiling, and is the right thing for the job. We have at the side a very important component, which is a constant level device. Given that you're constantly boiling, you're going to lose water through evaporation and condensation, and this will determine the amount of water that needs to be held in the bath. It's quite a simple device. You connect the tap water to this inlet here, and then by moving the tube up and down you can set the level that you require within the bath. So the water will trickle into the bath or will simply overflow through the tube and out to the drain. So you need to have the bath situated near a tap for access to cold water and for drainage. Okay, accessories. This is quite an important little feature because it does make sure that the baths are operating correctly for the application on the particular day. A lot of people use these tall beakers, for example, and with our sloping lid it's not possible to use these because the angle of the lid prevents you maximising the working area. So we offer these ring sets so you can, using the concentric rings, place as many or as few as you need to cover the hole, and then you find that you're minimising the evaporation and the steam and the condensation, and of course you can open up as many as you require for different sizes. These lids are available irrespective of which bath you have. It doesn't have to be used with a boiling bath. We also have a range of test tube racks. These are available for all the different sizes of test tubes that you would expect to find in the general laboratory, from the small Eppendorf tubes, 0.2 ml, 1.5s, 2 ml, right through to the 30mm diameter. They all have a mesh tray on the bottom, which means that the convection heating that is used in these baths comes into play because the heat is transferred through the mesh tray into the samples to give you good uniformity. Another alternative to both the sloping lid and to the flat lid with the ring sets is polypropylene spheres. These are tiny little balls that you just throw into the bath and they will float on the top and form a really effective seal. Right, so that concludes the session on the unstirred baths. Thank you for listening, and if you have any further questions, contact your account manager or go onto our website www.grantinstruments.com. Thank you very much.